Alrighty, we are back. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Playbook Podcast. This is episode 27, I believe. It's good to be back. I was gone last week. I was out sick, but I'm feeling much better. I'm excited to be back, and I'm ready for this episode. You already know what's going on here. We're going to jump right in. We have some basketball. We got a lot of NFL because a lot of trades and free agency started in the NFL. So there's a lot to talk about there. We also have some other things to talk about, so a little bit of college basketball and some golf. So we're just going to jump right into this stuff. But before we get started, Trey wants to talk about something that he's very passionate about. So go ahead, Trey.
Yeah, so people are telling me stuff about our podcast saying that we have fake stats and we're hating on one team, being biased with one team, one player overall. So the fake stats wise, you can look it up on Basketball Reference or StatHead. Those are real numbers. Or Pro Football Focus. Thanks to Nick, he pitched for that. Gives me the Jaden subscriptions, the email and password. I appreciate him for that. But it's not fake overall. It's not fake. If you think it's fake, then number one, you're just an old head. And you shouldn't even talk about sports at all.
Oh, my word.
You shouldn't talk sports at all, dude. You should really just retire at this point. Okay. Now towards the biasness now. So I'm a Cowboys fan, and I'm gonna be real with you. The Cowboys suck. So we say how it is. This is our job. To say how it is and call it like how it is. I called Stephen A. Smith one time on a show and said, "Hey, Steve," it was towards I've had 4 calls with the guy, so probably my last one I think was about me going on the radio and say, "Hey, Stephen A., what can I do? I'm finna go on the radio for an interview." He says, "You know what, Trey? Even your own podcast, he said this, to say how it is, have the stats with you, and call like it is. You're gonna be in media. You're in media no matter what. You're an analyst now. So, I call it how it is. The Cowboys suck. There's a fact. The Cowboys actually suck. And same with LeBron. We love LeBron on here. We don't like to sugarcoat LeBron at all. I think the media treats him really unfair, big time. And I blame Skip Bayless for that. Because Skip Bayless really did cause a whole trend of hating on LeBron. So now everybody does it. Okay? People question me, oh, well, Trey, LeBron's the reason why AD got traded from the Lakers. I'm like, LeBron was playing in the middle of the game against the Knicks. Like, what? Nick, I'm being bro. Someone told me this, bro. You know who said it? And the old head said that to me. Mm-hmm. Old head. I'm like, you're telling me a guy in the middle of a playing game say, hey, Rob Pelinka, Genie Bus, JJ Redick, I'm trading this. What kind of crap is that? So, if you don't like our podcast, here's what you need to do. Don't watch it. Block us on YouTube or whatever you want to do. Get over it. You ain't going to stop me. You're going to stop Jaden, and you're going to stop Nick. We have a goal. We want to have a sponsor. Y'all know my goal. I want to be a higher analyst in this field. I want to be on ESPN or FS1. This is our job. So suck it up and deal with it. Thank you. Y'all can add more to that. And
that was great. I will add just a touch because I know here's one thing I think is important in sports media. I think balance is important.
Yeah.
So every single person, most people on the big shows, the big networks, a lot of them are older. They're all in, late 50s, 40s. You rarely see young guys. And those guys, they love Michael Jordan and they love Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and all the old guys. And there's no problem. That's the guys they grew up watching. I hate how they treat LeBron and the way they disrespect him. And LeBron got fed up enough to the point where he actually approached Stephen A. Smith and talked about it. And Stephen A. Smith on his show, it literally looked like he just had lost his wife and kids in a horrible divorce on that show. He was distraught over that. That was pretty funny to watch. But balance. They can hate on LeBron. I can love on LeBron. It's just balance. It's important to have balance and different point of views. That's what we do. And no, none of our stats are fake. Just use the internet to figure it out. Like, it's really not that difficult. So, but yeah,
And one more thing. I have more to it.
Go ahead.
So we don't have producers in our ears telling researchers about stuff like that. We only have the internet. That's what we have. So if you want to question our stuff, oh Trey, why do you always look down on your phone or why look at your computer? Come look at my looking up stats. Okay. Same with Nick. He does the same thing. Same with Jaden. We don't look on Facebook or Instagram while we're doing our podcast. If you really think that, I'm questioning you. I'm questioning your fan base on our podcast. If I were you, stop watching the podcast. There you go. Make it for you. Stop watching the podcast. I'll make your life better. Our lives better too. If they want to support us, they'll support us. I want to thank Sharon for doing the work she does, and Drake. Y'all are amazing for this podcast. And if you don't like that, then guess what? Go cry me a river. Go make your own podcast. Go do better. So
there you go.
Now I'll root against you too. Watch.
Okay. All righty. Trey's up for blood today. I love it. Yeah, that being said, we're just going to jump right in and use all the fake stats. I'm on ESPN. No one really knows what that is, so these are probably all fake.
ESPN.wiki.
Yeah. So while we were gone, we saw a matchup between the number 2 seed in the East and the number 2 seed in the West, the Celtics and the Lakers. The Celtics did up winning this game 111-101. They had split the series with the Lakers. The Lakers won earlier in the year, and the Celtics won this one. Luka Doncic, 34 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Those are probably fake, so just fact check me on that, please. 5 turnovers. He did have 5 turnovers. He added a steal. LeBron James got injured in this game. He did go out with a groin injury, so we're hoping for a speedy recovery for him. The Lakers desperately need him. He's one of, if not the most important player on that team. And they're not the same without him. So he did go down. He ended up with 22 points, 14 rebounds, 9 assists before he went out. The Celtics kind of, after this first quarter, they kind of owned the whole game. The Lakers only scored 13 points in the third quarter. That's not really going to do well for you. They did make a run in the fourth to get it close, but Boston closed it out. Jason Tatum played amazing. 40 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists, added 2 steals and a block. And Jaylen Brown was fantastic as well, 31 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. For me, initial reactions, I'm not very worried about the Lakers. The Celtics are the defending champions. They are the most complete team in the NBA, I believe, top to bottom. This was one of those games where you noticed how important Rui Hachimura and Jackson Hayes are to the Lakers. They were missed very, very much so. And you could tell in the game plan, and it was very difficult for the Lakers to get anything going there for a while. And a lot of those easy points that Jackson Hayes gets you as the lobber, as the lob catching role, and a lot of those threes that Rui Hachimura was hitting, you definitely missed out on those. Also, Austin Reeves just played very poorly throughout most of the game. He ended up picking up a little bit there towards the end. But for me, I'm not worried at all about the Lakers. This game was against a tough opponent. LeBron went out. You're missing 2 starters. Let LeBron get healthy. Let those other guys get healthy. And yeah, I think it's fine. For me, Jason Tatum was freaking awesome in this game. Yeah. As much as people might not like Jason Tatum, he was inefficient from the floor. He was 12 of 28, but he had six threes, and he rebounded well. He dished the rock well. It's the defending champs. It's not that big a deal. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I agree with you. Jason Tatum had a great game. I do think though LeBron doesn't get hurt, I think the Lakers would have won that game because it was a back and forth game, and then towards the fourth quarter they're kind of blowing up a lead a little bit, like they need to give I don't know. There's Boston looked shaky in the fourth quarter and third quarter as well towards the end of the third. It was a great game. Ain't concerned about the Lakers at all. LeBron's gonna get healthy again. I know Rui is out too. So I think they'll get healthy. Then we're just Shannon Sharp. OKC, UFC, KFC. Lakers in 5. And not only that, 4th seed, 2nd seed, 1st seed. Lakers in 6. So go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Just like y'all, I'm not worried about the Lakers. I mean, the Celtics, they did play good. Jason Tatum played great, but they were playing an injured Lakers team. And I think had LeBron not gone out, had they had everybody in, I think that the Lakers may have been able to pull away with this one, but
I agree.
we don't. But we don't know that, and we can't say that we do because that didn't happen. It didn't happen like that. So I guess we'll never know. But yeah, no, I'm not concerned about the Lakers. The Celtics did look good. I mean, Jason Tatum with 40 points and Jaylen Brown with 31 points. So, I mean, yeah, I'm not concerned about the Lakers.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a Boston fan, great win. The Celtics shot 25 free throws, and the Lakers shot 14. So if you're a Lakers fan and you want to say, well, the refs were on the Celtics side, you can say that if you want to, I guess. But at the same time, you got to play the game.
Yeah.
You got to go out there. They were shorthanded starter wise. Jordan Goodwin made some very questionable decisions on offense, and Austin Reeves was getting back into it. So I'm not really worried about the Lakers from this game in particular. Let's see how they do without LeBron. They will fall down. I don't think they'll be the second seed when LeBron comes back.
Yeah,
but third, fourth, or fifth, the Lakers don't have to worry about that. They shouldn't worry about their seeding. They should worry about playing well when the playoffs start. And the Celtics, I believe, are shaping up nicely. And they're going to get Kristaps Porzingis back eventually after he gets over this illness. So, like I said, LeBron is out for a week or two. How concerning is that for you guys?
No, I'm not concerned about it all. I think from 2019, when he hurt his groin in the first place, it was a lot different back then because now, I mean, 1 or 2 week for sidelines is pretty good for groin injury, especially. And I never had one, but I'm assuming that's okay. It was 1 to 2 weeks. He's 40 years old. Okay, he's playing. I think at one point, Nick, they played 3 back-to-back.
Yeah, Adam Silver hates the Lakers.
Yeah, dude, like really?
Yeah,
they played 7 games in a row without no rest. Yeah. So that number one, I blame that a lot on Adam Silver, number one. So he's 40 years old. Luka's barely coming back from his calf injury now. And so, yeah, they're kind of burned out a little bit, so I don't blame him. He probably did get hurt. Heck, I would too if I played 7 games in a row without no rest or any recovery at all. So, I ain't concerned though. It's LeBron James. The doctors of LeBron James will come forth, and he will be great. And because guess what? He's on track right now for averaging 25.1 per game. That's the longest consecutive streak in 20 years. So,
yeah,
I ain't concerned about LeBron being out.
Yeah. Me neither. I'm not really concerned about LeBron being out. Like Nick said, I think they will drop, a couple point or places in the seeding, but I don't think it's anything to make the Lakers concerned about playoffs or anything like that. I mean, and also the amount of, money and time and that LeBron spends on his recovery. I mean, obviously a groin injury for anybody, it's going to take time to come back from, but for as much as he puts into it, I think that he can come back, fairly quickly, hopefully.
Yeah. I like I said before, I'm not worried. Actually, the silver lining for this, I think, is that so Luka gets to really take control of I feel like LeBron really gave him the reins to the offense, but now it's like Luka and Austin Reeves gets a chance to, step back into a more offensive role on that team, get his flow back. And at the same time, LeBron's also healing that groin injury, but he might have lingering injuries all over the place. He's played a lot of games this season. His ankles are probably tender. His knees are probably tender, and that gets to rest. So we might get an extremely fresh LeBron towards the end of the season and then into the playoffs. So it might end up, you might sacrifice the second seed. You might be the 4th seed, but LeBron's completely healthy. I think that's more important because either way, you're going to have to go if you want to if you want to go to the finals, you're probably going to have to go through OKC.
Yeah.
You weren't gonna catch OKC anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So like now you just have to go win those games, right? You have to go win in Oklahoma City multiple times, like they were gonna have to anyways. And speaking of Oklahoma City, the Thunder and the Nuggets played, and the Thunder kind of ran away with this game. It was 127-103. Jokic was quiet after. By the way, guys, Jokic had a 30, 20, and 20 game, the first in history.
Mm-hmm.
Great, that's ridiculous. But he cooled off after that, 24, 13, and 9. And the Nuggets held him to 10 of 23 shooting. SGA had 40, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 blocks. So and I think they're actually playing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let me because they played a back-to-back because the NBA, the Adam Silver is very weird. So okay, they did play. The Nuggets won this game 140-127. So Jokic had 35, 18, and 8. So okay, well, this completely changes everything now. So the question was, did SGA submit his MVP case? But then Jokic goes in as an MVP performance tonight versus them. So I guess a better question, given the new information, is, do you think these two games, SGA playing really well in the first one, Jokic playing extremely well in the second one, do you guys think that the MVP race or whatever has gotten closer? Who did you have before? Like, where are y'all's standings on that?
So for me, I have SGA winning the MVP this year because right now he's averaging 32 points per game. That's first in the NBA. He's 76 in rebound and 16th in assists. He also has number 1 seed in the Western Conference as well. Jokic is third in scoring this year, third in rebounds, and second in assists, which is pretty good.
That's really good. Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
But I think because I have SGA, because we're consistent all year, and there's some games this year where I watch the Nuggets this year, and they're really inconsistent. You have to remember this too. The 9-game winning streak they had, they played literally nobody.
They didn't play anyone that was in the playoffs. Yeah.
No.
And guess what? OKC has had 3. Yeah, they've had 2 consecutive 11-game win streaks this season overall.
Wow,
that's insane.
I did not know that. That's very impressive.
That's really insane. So, SGA for the MVP this year. He's actually proved a lot this year that he can actually lead a team. Because last year, people were questioning him with his leadership and how young he was. But this year, though, he's balling it out.
Yeah.
So if I was voting for an MVP right now, I'll give it to SGA.
Okay, Jaden.
Yeah, I'm about in the same boat. I mean, he's been balling all season. I mean, if you look at this game that we were just talking about, he dropped 40 points. So, and then he 8 rebounds, 5 assists on top of that. And I mean, he's just been, he's been playing at a MVP level all season. Putting up MVP numbers, and I think that with the way that he's playing right now, I think that he's, as of right now, unless anything crazy happens, I think he's got MVP.
Yeah. So I have an interesting thoughts on this game, or not. Well, that topic. The NBA has lost its identity when it comes to who's MVP, and I blame, in particular, tinfoil hat, whatever you can call me, a homer, whatever you want to say. I blame the from 2000. What was it? When was LeBron's last one? 2014. From 2014 or 13 to 2020, they moved the goalpost on what the MVP means, because nobody wanted LeBron to get to 5 for reasons.
Yeah.
And you can figure out that on your own. 2018, he was the MVP. I believe he was the MVP in 2011. He didn't get that one. I believe he would have been the MVP in 2020 if the season had not gotten cut short. And I believe, so we kind of lost the plot on what an MVP is. So last year, Jokic won MVP. His team won 57 games. I thought Luka was the MVP.
Yeah.
The only one the only person I know that's a voter that voted for Luka Doncic was Chris Broussard. The reasoning was for Jokic being MVP was, well, they won more. So we got to give it to him. Those same people are saying Jokic deserves it now, even though SGA and the Thunder are 11 games clear of the second seed.
Mm-hmm.
According to last year, the MVP, and I don't always think the best player on the team with the most wins should be MVP. That's not how I view it.
Mm-mm.
But if you look at it, who's the most valuable player on their team? It's probably Jokic. Jokic is actually probably the most valuable player, but that's not how the award gets awarded. Because if that were the case, Michael Jordan would have 15 and LeBron would have like 20, right?
And Kobe Bryant would have more than one.
Kobe would have had at least 4 or 5 or 6.
Yeah.
That's not how the award is awarded. If Joel Embiid can get one, SGA, I think, deserves one. I think he's been fantastic on both ends, even though I don't think he's the most valuable player to his team. I believe that is Jokic. That's not how the award is given out. I believe SGA deserves it, and especially according to the way they voted on it last year, you got to give it to SGA. There's no way you can give it to Jokic this year, but you didn't give it to Luka last year. That's just you're moving it all over the place. So I do believe SGA is the MVP. I do believe so. So
yeah, and one more thing about that, I kind of blame a little bit of David Stern on this a little bit because I think because he's protecting Jordan's legacy big time, because that was his favorite player of all time was Michael Jordan, the late great David Stern, and I kind of blame this a little bit on him. There's a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit on him. Because look at the 2000s, Kobe Bryant won one. Steve Nash should not have won that 2006 one at all. That was baloney. That was some boy George stuff. Dirk Nowitzki won 1 too in that era too. He shouldn't have not won it at all. That was baloney. So I kind of blame a little bit of it on David Stern, just a little bit.
Yeah.
I
think one more thing is that, it's crazy that, they kind of base the MVP based off of who won more.
That's so stupid. It's stupid.
Because the MVP is an individual award. It's not a team award.
Yep.
Could that MVP of that season, could they have contributed to the fact that they won that many? Yes, but not just because they won more games than the other person. You can't give it to them just based off of that, because there's so many other factors that you have to look at and take into consideration when it comes to the MVP.
Yeah.
It's an interesting discussion. There's a lot more to it than just stats. You have to really look at it, and you have to also look at historical precedent, which is why I hate the way the awards going, because they changed the Joel Embiid one was literally like, oh my goodness, quit complaining, here's your MVP. Mm-hmm. The Jokic one last year was, well, we think he's the best player on the best team, and then this year it's, well, Jokic is the best player on not the best team. I just don't like the way the voters are voting on it. I like consistency. So in the let's reset, let's just give it to SGA this year and then reset and think about like criteria and all that next year. So
I had LeBron winning it before he got hurt. I said last week on the podcast that if LeBron didn't get hurt, I think he would have won the MVP. I would have voted for, if I was a voter, I would have voted for LeBron.
I believe he was fourth on the odds before he went down. Yeah. So he was definitely up there. Moving over to another Eastern Conference team here. We're going to be talking about the Cavs a little bit. So the Cavs beat the Bucks 112-100. It was a balanced affair here. All starters were in double digits for the Cavs. And then on the Bucks side, Giannis had 39 and 3, and Damian Lillard had 22 points.
And they still lost. That's crazy.
They still lost. Giannis has, I believe, if the Bucks were better record-wise, I think Giannis is a top 3 most valuable player in the NBA to his team. Yeah. He's had a fantastic season, very underrated season. and he's really kept the Bucks afloat amidst, a lot of disarray and, the trades and all sorts of stuff. He's been fantastic. But we're going to be talking about the Cavs. So the Cavs are the number 1 seed. They're 54-10. We're going to have 260 win teams this season, I believe, between the Cavs and the Thunder. But do you guys think the Cavs are the number 1 threats to the Celtics in the East?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think so. At first, before last week, I didn't think they were. Since All-Star Weekend happened, they are on a 13-game win streak. That's insane. In the beginning of the season, they were on a 14-win game streak. That's even insaner. They thought. I'm not gonna people. I first thought there's no way they probably could catch the 73-9 Warriors. I don't think that will happen, but I think their defense, the way their defense is playing right now, I think they have a chance. Donovan Mitchell didn't play great at all last night at all. He didn't play good. But you know what? I think despite him playing bad, they have a good coach. Good coach around. And I feel bad for Giannis as well. I think Doc Rivers should be fired, but you know what? I'm not gonna go there. But yeah, as of right now, the Cavs are the number 1 threat to the Celtics in the Eastern Conference right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Before I get on the Cavaliers, it's kind of who we're talking about, but if you look at this game with the Bucks, Giannis and Damian Lillard, occasionally they're not going to get it done on their own. They don't have enough supporting characters on their team to be able to help them pull through. I mean, they're not playing terrible by any means, but they're not having a great season. So Giannis, I like the guy. He's a great player, but I don't think him alone is gonna get him through this season. But anyways, going over to the Cavs. Yeah, I think that. I mean, they came out hot this season and they've stayed hot. Yep. They have not slowed down at all. They're running through teams left and right, and even on a bad game for Donovan Mitchell, which wasn't even a terrible game, but for a bad game for him with the way he's been playing this season, a bad game for him, they were still able to pull out the win. I mean, their entire starting lineup was in double digits. I mean, this Cavs team is scary, so I think they're the biggest threat right now.
Yeah. I still like the Bucks just because they have Giannis. It's just one of those things. Like, you never know what's going to happen in the playoffs. Someone could get hot to help him out, but Giannis is always going to be there. But yeah, I do think the Cavs pose the biggest threat to the Celtics. They played the Celtics 4 times this year. Let me see here. Boston won 2 of them, so it's 2-2. I believe, 2-2 right now. I think so. So it all depends on, and as good as the Cavs roster is, because they have a loaded roster, especially after acquiring DeAndre Hunter at the deadline. I think it all depends on can Donovan Mitchell be better than Jason Tatum?
Yeah.
Because I think Darius Garland has been awesome this year. Darius Garland and then another starter can beat Jaylen Brown. But can Donovan Mitchell be better than Jason Tatum in a series? I think he has the ability to, but I don't know if he can. That's the key. If Donovan Mitchell outstars Jason Tatum, the Cavs will win that series because their roster is loaded with talent, just like the Celtics is. They have Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen. That's great size. Darius Garland's been awesome. Max Strus has been incredible. They have DeAndre Hunter. They have a good defense. They have a great coach. Kenny Atkinson's going to win Coach of the Year. It all depends on Donovan Mitchell. If he's better than Jason Tatum, they win. If he's not, they lose. That's literally it, I think. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I see your point about Giannis, but it's just Doc Rivers, man. Here's the deal. Doc Rivers, he should be fired. Straight up. Like, your really coaching career is over. I mean, you should have stayed on ESPN when you had a chance with George and Mike Breen, but you didn't want to be a coach. So I get your point about that, Nick, about Giannis, but it's up to Doc Rivers. He can actually coach because you know what? I question this crap sometimes because sometimes, like, dude, what are you doing? Like, are you just trying to do a motivation speech or you're actually going to coach? So I don't know.
Yeah.
I see your point, but Giannis in the Bucks, but I don't know, man. I think I feel bad for Dame and Giannis, man. I feel bad for him.
Yeah, and Dame's been great this year too.
Great, yeah.
I don't really like the Kyle Kuzma trade very much. I don't really see why they did that, but still, Giannis is Giannis. Never count out a superstar in the playoffs, but I do believe that the Cavs are better. The Cavs and the Celtics are better. So, one more NBA topic. Trey proposed the question: how many years would you give Ant-Man to take over the league? And I want to go first.
Okay.
A trillion, because he's never going to take over the league. I don't think he will ever take the league over, and I'm going to tell you why. Luka's better, SGA's better, Jokic is better, and I just don't think he'll ever be able to take over the league. Luka sunned him in the playoffs. SGA, I believe, is a better player at this point, and they're not that much older than him. So I really like Ant-Man a lot. I believe that the comparisons he's made to Michael Jordan, I know old heads hate that so much, but if you literally look at the way he plays, it's very similar to a young Michael Jordan. Obviously, he's a better shooter because nobody shot threes in the 80s, but outside of Larry Bird, who didn't even shoot that many threes, by the way.
1.1% from three.
Yeah, he didn't shoot that many. But I like him. He has the ability to take the league over. I just don't know if he's better than those guys. I don't. Maybe he is. Maybe he's not. He's a stud, but I don't know if he'll ever take the league over.
You know, I kind of disagree with you a little bit, Nick. Here's why. I think right now Luka is better than Ant-Man, so is SGA and Jokic. Here's why, though, because I've seen – it doesn't remind me a lot of Jordan at all. I think it reminds me a little bit of Kobe Bryant. Like that young, energetic guy wouldn't beat you, kill you, all sorts of stuff. Like if you watched, I don't know if you watched the start of the Court of Gold on Netflix. Mm-hmm. The guy told Obama he's the truth, and I think that confidence can get him there. I would say this still about Ant-Man. He needs to make his team a little bit more better, like probably be a little bit of a tyrant, a little bit, because I think. The motivation is there, but it ain't there. And I think he has potential. I mean, he's one of my favorite players to watch in the NBA.
He's awesome to watch.
I watched LeBron, and to be honest with you, I watched Ant-Man second. Really. I don't really watch anybody else.
He's awesome to watch, yeah.
But I think probably give him 5 years. You're pretty wrong, Nick.
I mean, I don't – if this whole thing with his blood clot's not a big deal and we're praying that's the case, how is he ever going to be better than Wemby? I don't know. You got guys in college that are going to be coming up too. It's just like this league is loaded with talent. He has to separate himself. He had that moment last year versus the Nuggets where they won. That was a huge deal for him. Then he got sunned by Luka. He had an opportunity to be like, hey, guys, I'm the young guy. I'm him. I'm the big dog coming up and beat Luka. And Luka's over here dropping near 30-point triple doubles on your head. Like it's just, I want to see another consistent playoff run. I want to see him go head to head with Luka and win in the playoffs. When you take the league over, you have to go to the finals. LeBron went to the finals at 22.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan, when he had a team that wasn't all on drugs, made it to the finals. Magic Johnson came into the league and was immediately in the finals. Kobe and Shaq. I mean, Kobe wasn't as great as he was until later, but he was in the finals, and then he separated himself later on. But you look at the best of the best. Steph was able to lead his team to the finals in 2015 as a young guy. KD, even when he was young, him and Russ led the Thunder to the finals. Got whooped by LeBron, but whatever. Tim Duncan, as a young man, made it to the finals, won championships in his younger years. That's what you have to do to be the face of the league, which he said he doesn't want to be, not because he doesn't actually want to, but because those old heads on TV are going to call you stupid and horrible at the game, and you'll never be Michael Jordan if you do one thing wrong. So that's why he said that. But to be the face of the league, you have to lead your team to the finals. You have to win championships. Can he do that in Minnesota? I don't know. He might have to leave. And LeBron left. There's no shame in that. If they can't build around you, you leave. That's what happens. But I love watching him play. He's awesome to watch.
Same.
So I don't know why they traded Cat. That was
that was stupid. That was stupid, bro.
Yeah, I mean, they're on a 5-game winning streak. They haven't played anyone really great. It's been the Suns, Sixers, Hornets, Heat, and Spurs. Spurs, obviously, without Wemby. Heat, no Jimmy Butler. The Sixers are no better than a high school basketball team. The Hornets stink, and the Suns are awful. So it's not like a great win streak, but it's a win streak. They're going to be in the playoffs. They're battling Golden State for that 6th seed. So let's see. Show me something. If he goes out and this year and he plays the I don't know, the Warriors in the play-in and he wins. And then he goes in the first round and he's up against the Nuggets again and he wins. Okay, you're in the conference finals again. Play well. Let's see what happens. But love the guy. He's great. He's fun to watch. It's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Jaden, what do you think?
Yeah, more of the same that both of y'all said in a way, but I'm kind of on Nick's side with this. I haven't seen enough out of him for me to say that he's going to take over the league anytime soon. Not saying that he can't. I'm just saying that we just haven't seen enough out of him to be able to do that anytime soon. He plays very well. Like they both said, I enjoy watching him. He's one of my favorite players to watch right now. He's got that young energy. He's got that young talent. Makes it exciting. The game exciting to watch. But he hasn't done enough early in his career right now to be able to show me that this is going to be the next face of the NBA. This is going to be the guy who everybody looks at. And so I don't know if he can play really well this season, maybe make it to the finals. If he does that, okay, we'll have a different conversation down the road. But right now, looking at him the way that he is, not saying that he's a bad player by any means, because
he's fantastic.
He's very great. But as far as the topic in question of him being the next face of the NBA, I think it's going to be a while.
Yeah. I think it'd be great for the league for him to be the face of the league. By the way, when I say that, it's by no means hate. I love the guy. He's awesome to watch. He's great. But let's just see. He has the potential. He has the ability.
Yeah.
Go do it.
Yeah.
Go have your statement. Go change your career. You know what I'm saying? And Minnesota, build around him, please. So moving over to some college basketball. Alabama, Auburn, crazy game, buzzer beater, overtime, crazy game. That was great to watch. And then the New York, I keep saying New York for some reason. North Carolina and Duke was another great game. That guy Cooper Flagg, guys.
Oh, man,
he's really good at basketball. He's very, very good at basketball. He's been great. I mean, the only problem I have with Duke is they have played almost no ranked teams. The last ranked team they played that was actually ranked when they played, because Clemson's now ranked. They lost to Clemson. The last time they played a team that was ranked, I don't even know, dude. Auburn, when they beat Auburn, I guess. It's been a while. But still, they're very talented. They have Cooper Flag, and I believe Duke's number 1 now. Yeah. Duke's number 1. Duke won. Let me actually pull it up because my Red Raiders, baby, they're cooking. Let me pull this up here.
With the fake stats.
Yep, on ESPN, nobody knows what that is. Duke, Houston 2, Auburn 3, Florida 4, Alabama 5, St. John 6, Michigan 7, Tennessee 8, my Red Raiders at 9, holding firm. Clemson now up to 10. That's your top 10. So college basketball has been great. I've had the opportunity and pleasure to go to a couple of Texas Tech basketball games. Those are electric and awesome. And that team's great. Duke's great. It's been a fun college basketball season. But if Texas Tech goes to the Final Four again and we make it to the championship game, I will not be here. I will be there watching. So what do you guys think of college basketball so far this year?
Yeah, I've been watching it a lot. But I've been watching. I've been watching Kansas too because my friend Brendan Austin was at Kansas, which is released. By the way, Nick, if you look up Brendan Austin on YouTube TV or YouTube, he's a beast, bro. He's like Steph. He's like people call him the Steph Curry from Amarillo, Texas. But you know what? That's a little bit too far in my book. But yeah, I think it's been great seasons overall. Duke, man, Cooper Flag. I saw that other night he's averaging 30 points per game this season, man. Like the past 4 games he's won. That's insane to me. That's insane. And I think they're gonna win it all this year. I think they will win it all. I have Duke. I think I like Tech, but I have taken my Final Four. But I don't have them winning it. I don't have them in the final.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see.
I hope. I know that I saw that one player someone from Tech Big 12
is JT Toppin. JT Toppin. Yeah, he won Big 12. Was it player of the
year? I think that's what I saw.
Was it actually? He might have. Let me pull it up here. But he won, Big 12 Conference Player of the Year, JT Toppin. That's awesome. Well-deserved. He's been fantastic. But, Jaden, what are your thoughts on all this college basketball?
It's actually fun to watch.
Yeah, it's been exciting. I've actually, I used to, really not been – I honestly used to not watch much of any college sports at all. But, as of recent, last season and this season, I've started to pick it up a little more. And this season, it's been electrifying. It's been exciting to watch. Cooper Flag has just been incredible to watch. He just looks like he's having fun playing the game, and he's playing very well. But yeah, last week on our podcast when you were here, Nick, I kept Tech in my Final Four in honor of you.
Thank you.
Trey,
I had the Final Four too.
Trey may have disagreed a little bit.
Yeah, because I thought he was gonna say if he had it all. If I told him this, like, bro, if he would have said he win it all, I don't know. That's a little bit too far, but.
Okay, I haven't made my bracket yet. I'll tell y'all who I have winning it all. But the Big 12 championship.
Here's what we did last week. So last week, me and Nick, because there's like a mock-up of the bracket on the website. So who's in your Final Four, and who do you have winning it all?
My Final Four. Let me go here. Let me think. Duke Tech. I'm not going to do obviously not doing the Tech being in there. I think would be pretty great. I'm going to go Duke Tech. Man, Houston's really good. Auburn's really good, but it's college basketball. There's going to be upsets.
That's true.
Yeah.
Duke, just because I believe in Cooper Flag. Tech, because I'm a homer. I'm gonna go Clemson. They've been playing really well. I'm gonna go Duke, Clemson, 2 ACC teams, Tech, and there's going to be an SEC team in there. I don't know who it is. Florida, maybe. Auburn, maybe. Alabama.
Yeah, that was shocking, man.
I don't know. I actually don't know. I haven't thought about this, so I'm gonna rescind all that. Duke and Tech. I'll tell you the other two next week because I don't know. Duke, Tech, and some other two teams, but the Big 12 championship starts on Thursday, and Tech is in the quarterfinal. They're awaiting their opponent. So I'm super excited for that. Winning the Big 12 would be great for Texas Tech basketball. Oh man, oh my goodness, that'd be awesome. But college basketball has been great. We're gonna move over to the NFL here. Their NFL has been wild. There's been trades, there's been signings, there's been everything. So we're just going to cover a few of them. So Davante Adams has been signed to the Rams. And the question is, does this make the Rams contenders? The answer is no. No, I don't think so. I don't think that he moves the needle for the Rams that much. It's not the same Davante Adams that was dominating the league a couple of years ago. I think he'll look better than he did on the Jets because the Jets are the Jets. But I think it'll help because I think he's going to be an upgrade from Cooper. I almost said Cooper Flag. Cooper Flag does not play football. Cooper Kupp, only because Cooper Kupp's injury prone and really old, and Davante Adams isn't as old or as injury prone. So it's a little upgrade. But what do you guys think?
So I actually think so because I think Matthew Stafford's going to stay in LA after all, and I think before he had who's the quarterback for the Raiders
Now?
Yeah, like when he was playing for the Raiders, who was it? Besides,
it was when Davante Adams was there, wasn't it Derek Carr?
No, he got traded, but season before that one, after that season. Okay, he basically had a scrub on his team throwing him the football, and so sorry the dog. Sorry guys, the dog.
Okay.
Okay, someone go. Hold up.
Well,
yeah, go ahead, Jaden.
I'll go ahead and go. I think this trade is bigger for Davante Adams than it was for the Rams. Meaning that I think it was better for Davante Adams to get out of the Jets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
fair. It definitely does not hurt the Rams or hurt the Jet. Wow. Okay. Yes, it definitely does not hurt the Jets for Davante Adams to be on their team. I think if anything, it's a plus. But to make them contenders, I'm not sure. That's kind of a. I mean, they were pretty shaky last season, and I didn't really see much out of them. So who knows? Maybe an extra decent player on their team, maybe could switch things up for them. But to make them contenders, I just don't see that right now until I actually see it.
Yeah, I will admit this too. Real quick. We had that washed up Aaron Rodgers throwing him the football too after Achilles injury. So it's kind of Aaron Rodgers' fault as well because he looked like a freaking he looked like a just bad man overall. So I think that actually would have helped the Rams to win it all. Not win it all, but help them get there.
Yeah, so it was Derek Carr was his quarterback in 2022, and then his quarterback in 2023 was Aidan O'Connell rather. So it will be an upgrade going to Matthew Stafford. We'll see how much he has left in him. So the Cowboys stink. I was going to say just kidding, not just kidding. The Cowboys really haven't made any big moves. I know today they signed Javonte Williams, the running back. Okay, great. So the question proposed is, has Jerry Jones gone senile?
Yes, he has. He has. Here's the deal. I'm not trying to be, hey, guys out there, those that say, oh, Trey, you're biased. You hate the Cowboys. No, I don't. I call it how it is. Jerry Jones has gone senile quicker than freaking, I don't know what to compare it to, but he's clearly gone senile. I don't know, man. This guy is worse than somebody that's this guy's like an old man, bro. Like he's an old fart. He's an old
Yeah.
fart.
Yeah.
And here's what he needs to do. He needs to go to retirement home and literally just die there.
Oh my word.
And here's the deal.
Wow. Okay.
That's
Stephen
very
Jones,
harsh.
Stephen Jones, if you're out there, if I were you, Stephen Jones, I'll talk to your dad. Talk to your dad. Say, hey, Jerry, Dad, it's over. It's over.
It's over, Dad.
It's over, Dad. You can't do this anymore. You can't do this at all no more. People are worried about you. People are questioning your leadership as an overall. People are questioning if you're actually there in your head. If I were you, Dad, take a cognitive test and then come back to and if you pass it, then you can be an owner of the Cowboys. Till then, I'm taking over this team, Dad. That's what I would have said to my dad if that happened to him over the Cowboys, even Sawgrass overall. This team is so bad.
Oh man.
The Cowboys will never win. I can't do it, bro. I can't with the Cowboys, man. And there's a reason why I didn't watch one game at all this year. There's a
Yep.
reason why.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't want to waste my. I don't want. Here's the deal. I don't want to waste my time watching football, where I've like I've been tired. I've been this and that. Like I can't do it no more. I just can't.
Yeah. Watching the Cowboys last season was the equivalent of what people think the Golf Channel is.
A snooze fest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Making you want to go to sleep.
Yeah.
No. I just, I never expected the Cowboys to make a big play or make a big move. I just didn't. I was not expecting it at all. I mean, they had so many opportunities in the season to do that, and they didn't do it. So, I didn't expect them to do anything crazy to pick up anybody crazy. So, they need to trade. They need to trade Jerry Jones. Is what they need to do. But
Yeah.
nothing we haven't been saying already.
The Cowboys just don't ever do anything in free agency. They never will. Jerry Jones believes he's good enough of a drafter to draft players who can change life for the Cowboys. And it's just going to be the same old Cowboys next year. They're going to be mediocre and disappointing. So, yeah. Moving over to a team that has gotten a lot better as of late. So the Steelers got DK Metcalf. They traded with the Seahawks and got DK Metcalf, I believe, for a second-round pick is what it was.
Yeah.
I think it was a second-round pick. And they also added some players on defense. I know they got Darius Slay, and their quarterback as of right now is question mark. We think it's Russ. We're not sure. But they upgraded the offense. They upgraded the defense. So do you guys think this will finally help the Steelers move past we made the playoffs this year and actually get past the first round?
I think it's his quarterback because if it's I know right now it's open right now, but I don't know. See what happens. Right now it's yes and no because they've had good talent in the past, but they haven't gone past the first round and since like I was 13 years old. So, and the other part of me says yes because it's Mike Tomlin and it's the Steelers.
Yeah. Jaden?
I mean, yeah. DK is a big trade. I think that For the Steelers, I think it's a good trade for them.
Mm,
It's just more, the way that I look at things, I don't really believe much until I see it. You
mhm.
know, could he be very good for them? Yes. Even just before the season, I think it's really good
Mhm.
for the Steelers. But you know, could trading him to the Steelers be his biggest downfall? And he just starts playing really bad. That could very well be it too. So and until I start seeing him play, I'll see how big of a trade this was for them.
Yeah, I agree. There's been reports that Aaron Rodgers has come out as a QB favorite for the Steelers. I don't know. We'll see.
I'll be freaking. That would be a big mistake.
We will see what happens. I don't think the Steelers are better than the Chiefs. I don't think they got better than the Bills. So I don't think they're better than the Ravens. So we'll see. We will see what happens. But there's a lot more trades. We're not going to cover all of them because that would literally take us an hour and a half. So we're going to move on to golf. Everyone's favorite part of the show. Three guys on the same podcast that all happen to like golf, and we're going to talk about it a little bit. So
If you don't like it, like I said in the beginning of the podcast, put it out here.
if you don't like golf, you can skip to the last segment. But we're going to talk a little golf. So Keegan Bradley won the Arnold Palmer Invitational. The Arnold Palmer Invitational is one of the most prestigious non-majors. So he looked great there. But the real question is the Players Championship this week. The Players Championship is known as the fifth major because it is the biggest purse. This is a huge deal. It's a TPC Sawgrass. It's $25 million purse. It's pretty much the fifth major. This is going to be a loaded field. Obviously, there will be no live players because it's a PGA Tour event, but we're still going to have Roy McIlroy. We're still going to have, Scotty Scheffler. We're going to have Ludwig Oberg. We're going to have Hideki Matsuyama, Victor Hovland, Zalatoris, Jordan Spieth. I mean, I can go on and on and on about how many great players are going to be in this field. But who do you guys think is winning it?
I actually have Colin Morikawa winning it because because of this past weekend he almost won it, but then he choked. I don't know what happened to the guy. So I think I have him winning it this year. So Colin Morikawa, if you please win it for me. 25th now. I was my pick last week to win it, and he was there, and I don't know. Knowing him, he just doesn't care no more about golf. So I have Colin Morikawa winning it.
Okay.
Oh man. Yeah, this is kind of a tricky one because I honestly don't know. But if I had one person to win it, it'd probably either be Colin Morikawa, but either him or Rory. I think Rory has a good shot at winning this one with the way that he's been playing. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm. So the favorites, betting favorites, Scotty Scheffler is the betting favorite. He's the defending champion.
Yeah, I did see that.
He's gonna be he's gonna be the favorite. Rory McIlroy second, Ludwig Oberg third, Colin Morikawa fourth, and Xander Schauffele is fifth. My pick is Rory McIlroy. I think he should be able to win this, but I also think Ludwig Oberg could win as well. But I will always root for Rory. That's my favorite golfer. If Ludwig Oberg won, I would be extremely happy with that as well. But I believe Rory will go out there and make something happen. But if not, Ludwig Oberg.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed this, guys, but Rory changed his swing just a little bit. I don't know if y'all noticed that. Before he used to shallow it way too much, like shallow his golf club. He's not really showing it that much no more. I don't know if y'all noticed that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's worked for me. Won the Pebble Beach Invitational. So I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see. It's a prestigious tournament, huge purse. So let's see. I'm excited. I can't wait to watch. So going on to our odds and ends portion of the show. So Stephen A. Smith signed a $100 million contract to play for the Dallas Cow. Oh wait. Oh no, it's just for ESPN. Wow. Okay, so he signed $100 million contract. So, what do you guys think about this contract? What do you think about the legacy of Stephen A. Smith? I'm going to go first because Trey's going to take 45 minutes.
No, I'm
So
not.
I want to go first. I am not the biggest fan of Stephen A. Smith because I don't think that he's very fair to a lot of players. I don't think he deserves $100 million. That's literally ridiculous. But ESPN does, and they're the ones that write the checks. So they did it. He's obviously has a great legacy as a sports, a sports analyst. I don't even think sports pundit. I wouldn't even really call him an analyst because I believe he's more for entertainment purposes rather than anything else. So as a sports pundit, he's right alongside the greats in the industry. He's been doing it for forever. He's a massive name, since First Take with Skip Bayless. He's been an icon in the industry. So regardless of what I think of him as a basketball and football and sports analyst, I do think that he's done a lot of good for the industry in terms of pushing it forward. He's obviously done a lot of bad for the industry because that's just the way it goes. These great people will do good things and bad things. I believe his lack of fairness towards some players can be a little too much, but if you enjoy watching him, you enjoy watching him. He's very entertaining sometimes. I don't really see it. I get why some people would see it, but I'm just not his biggest fan. But still, ESPN cut around the horn and gave all that money to him, it seems like. So
Around the horse is confusing. It so sucks.
So I mean, it is what it is. He got his money. Congrats for him. He's making literal like NFL quarterback salary, which is ridiculous to me, but
Go yell at people.
it is what it is.
Oh, man.
I mean, he gets to yell at people and be LeBron's little son for $100 million. So there you go, man. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. But yeah. Trey?
Yeah.
Okay, man. That was funny. So I'm a big fan of Stephen A. Smith a lot. I've been watching him for a long time now. I will admit, I don't agree with him that much like y'all normally think I do, but it's just part of the industry. I think everybody on TV, despite if it's Nick Wright, Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp, Chris Broussard, Colin Cowherd, they are paid to rage bait you no matter what. I mean, they're paid to rage bait you. I mean, I was ticked off when Nick Wright compared Andy Reid to Bill Belichick. That was freaking blasphemy, in my opinion. But you know what? It is what it is. But I think Stephen A. and Skip are two of the founding fathers for sports media because they made it fun and more entertaining. Here's the deal: people debate politics, and politics is so dividing. But Stephen A. and Skip made sports debating entertaining. They look out. They address topics that people don't address on sports TV. And they address stuff about they get called out. That's part of their jobs. They get called out. I mean, Kobe Bryant has cussed out Stephen A. Smith a lot over the phone, and Stephen A. can quote it what he said. I'm gonna say it on here because I don't cuss. But I think, in my opinion, Stephen A.'s has had a great story overall. If you read his book, Straight Shooter, talks about how he went from working for the Philadelphia Inquirer to getting fired in 2009 from ESPN over a contract dispute and now making $100 million for ESPN. So congrats to him. Being that successful in the business in this industry is hard. So props to him.
Mm-hmm. Jaden?
Yeah. $100 million is crazy.
Yeah.
Give me that agent. Give me that agent, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, what doesn't matter how he got it. He got it. So
his agent should be like time person of the year.
So I mean, props to him for making that much money. But obviously Stephen A. Smith is a very core and a very big player when it comes to sports analyst and talking about ESPN and all that stuff. He's been a long time. He's been doing this for a long time, and Stephen A. Smith. I wouldn't say he's my favorite person. I don't hate him by any means, but the thing that you look at when you look at all these people on ESPN, a lot of them have very, one-sided opinions. Because based on who, if we look at like, if we look at like, if we're talking about, we're talking about MVPs, we're talking about greatest players, they all have their one idea and they refuse to be persuaded by it. And I see that in Stephen A. a lot. He still knows a lot about sports. He watches almost every single game ever. So, $100 million again, it's crazy. ESPN thinks that he's worth $100 million. But yeah, I guess congratulations, Stephen A.
I mean, if you look at the Nielsen ratings, I know that Nielsen ratings were like people on TV and radio look up their ratings, what they compare to other networks and local radio. I know that because people have told me about this stuff. So my teacher Brian Frank, one of my teachers, I think it was Brian Frank a couple of years ago. He says to ask him, well, what is Nielsen ratings even is? I asked him about it. And he pulled up a chart in class. It was every sports show in the mornings, and compared it to Good Morning America, Fox News, CNN. First Take's ratings were like to the boom, to like right up there with like past everybody in that industry, in that field. So he brings revenue to ESPN. Around the Horn, in my opinion, it's a terrible show in my book. So is McAfee show can be a little bit too much too, but I think props to Stephen A. I mean, he's been the face of the network for about 13 years, I believe, if I'm mistaken. But yeah, everybody on TV is on a rage bait. That's what they're all paid to do, is rage bait you and get you fired up. You disagree with them. I disagree with stuff that Stephen A. Smith says too. He's my favorite, But $1 million, man. Give me his agent.
Give me just one of those millions.
For real, bro. That's 20 million.
Yeah. What's kind of funny for me, anyways, is I actually like him way more when he's not talking about sports. His show, the Stephen A. Smith show, he will go into literally any topic. Like, I kid you not, look at this. This is, I kid you not, a video on the Stephen A. Smith show. Hiding cocaine in your toupee. Okay. And I like him a lot when he's not talking about sports. So it's just kind of interesting. That's why I think he's more of an entertainer than a sports analyst. I think he's
funny.
You know what I think he could do fantastic? I think he could do a late night show. I think he'd be great for a late night show, like, taking over for whoever you want to. Like, literally,
Kimmel, you're fired.
Any of the Jimmys, not a big fan of either of them. Stephen A. Smith being I think a host on one of those would be awesome. I think he's more of an entertainer now than a sports analyst.
And the crazy thing is too, with Jimmy Kimmel, when he replaced him for that one night, he had a second highest rated show of all time.
Yeah. So I mean, I think he could do that extremely well. But
and he cooks that one party that I'm not gonna say on the.
So, anyways, my lord, we're gonna stay on this topic a little bit but move over. We mentioned it a little earlier. So there's been videos of LeBron and Stephen A. LeBron went up to Stephen A., had some words for him. I want to go first. I'm going to go first on this. So I browse the internet. I like to be on social media sometimes. My I like to browse Twitter. I like to be on there and see what people are saying, because on Twitter you get a lot of different sides.
Yeah.
I have seen people that are against LeBron and people that are for LeBron. And here's the thing. Stephen A. Smith said himself, guys, I'm at the games. He said this to athletes. If you see me at a game and you disagreed with something I said, come up to me and talk to me. He said that live on air.
Yeah, he said that a lot.
And LeBron went up to him and specifically he said, keep my son's name out of your mouth. I don't think Bronny's an NBA player. He's a big boy. I don't think that's what LeBron was actually mad about. I think LeBron was mad when Stephen A. Smith said, LeBron, I'm pleading with you as a father. You have to stop this. LeBron was he felt disrespected by the fact that Stephen A. Smith was questioning him as a father. And I believe that is completely valid. And that's why he went up to him. And that's what happened. And I think that if someone is being bashed about their parenting style on live television, they have every right to go up to the person who said that and disagree with him and say, you better stop talking about that. Because we see later on, LeBron was talking to Richard Jefferson saying when he said, I'm pleading with you as a father, that's when I had enough. So that's, I believe, why he was actually mad. And for those hating on Bronny, he's actually really good. Look at his G League stats, 55th pick in the draft, 25-5-5 in the G League. He's going to be a fine NBA player when he gets his confidence in the league. But yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah, so my thoughts about this was so I'm out of town. I'm not in Amarillo. I'm in Virginia. And I woke up like, man, what happened? I saw the first guy I see Stephen A. and LeBron. Like, what happened now? I thought because of what he said about the GOAT debate, but it turns out it was over Bronny. It's like, oh my gosh, this is real. Like something crazy is happening right now. So I think I kind of see Stephen A's point. I'm glad he kind of fixed it on TV. Same with LeBron's point too. Because here's the deal: if you're gonna question the guy's fathership and nepotism, then I would have went up to you too, man. I mean, my dad will not go up to you as well. You know, and I don't know. I think people kind of criticize LeBron and Bronny a lot because of the nepotism stuff. Here's the deal about that. Tell me, here's the deal. Okay. I didn't grow up with Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr. in that era of MLB baseball at all. But I think that would be real. I think that's nepotism right there. Because he wanted him to go to the Marlins, the Seattle Marlins at the time, in 1996. His last season as an MLB player. That's nepotism. What you see it all the time in business, all the time with organizations, with shoes, with even in media, you see it a lot. Okay, I think LeBron. I think Stephen A. took it too far because it's not LeBron's fault. I mean, heck, does Bronny wants to play in the NBA? He's playing in the NBA now. Look at his G League numbers stats. I've been watching. I don't watch him on G League because I don't live in Los Angeles, California. So instead, I watch the highlights and see what he does. He does really, really good in the G League, by the way. But I think it's a shame that people blame LeBron on this stuff and asking as a father, "Hey, LeBron, quit doing this. You're ruining your son's legacy." I think you should do it to Chuck. I think LeBron will go up to Chuck and say the same thing, and go up to Greeny and say the same thing as well, because I feel like they hate the fact that Stephen A. and LeBron. Not Stephen A. I feel like they hate the fact that LeBron is bringing nepotism to the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's kind of crap for. I don't blame LeBron for doing that. I would have done the same thing.
Yeah. Sorry, correction. Bronny's averaging 21-5-5. Sorry, I had fake stats. My bad. 21-5-5.
Fake stats.
21-5-5. In 26 minutes, he's going to be fine. But Jaden?
Yeah. Yeah. So, I say whatever you want about, an NBA player, the way they play the game. Say anything you want about, how they are inside of the game. But I think that when it comes to outside and getting personal, I think talking about someone like LeBron and talking about stuff in his personal life on the air like that, like don't do that. Go hash it out in person if you really feel that way. But don't be going on the air and digging into people's personal lives like that. I think that's a little
Yeah.
unprofessional.
Mhm.
But you know, it seems to be all resolved. Now that they kind of hashed it out in person and all that stuff. But I don't think LeBron was wrong by in any means, but by doing
Mhm.
what he did and confronting him. So
Yeah, like I know LeBron's really cool. What I've heard too is LeBron and Stephen A are cool. They're not like enemies like they were back in the
Mhm.
day when he was younger. But I think LeBron can put you in check for the right reason. I mean, the last time I saw him yell at and Stephen A get yelled at by an athlete was with Kyrie Irving and um and Draymond Green and Kobe Bryant. And so it's not a big
Mhm.
deal. I mean, they're cool, but don't do that, Stephen A. Don't just leave it out of your business. Don't go in here and calling LeBron's fathership out for
Mhm.
questionable.
yeah,
Yeah. Yep, I agree. So we're actually going to stay on Stephen A. Smith. This is Stephen A. Smith segment, apparently. So Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless. Stephen A. Smith was a guest on the Skip Bayless show. I believe the episode dropped today. I haven't watched it yet. I had planned to watch it and then, work. And then after work, I was very busy. So I haven't been able to watch it yet. But with this happening, do you guys think this is a hint or a sign that we will see Skip Bayless back on TV sometime soon?
It's a sign, guys. I hate to say it, Nick. I hate to say it, Jaden, but it's a sign. Here's why, Jaden and Nick. So I feel like because here's why. Stephen A. Smith has said it on Twitter, on X, on YouTube, on his podcast, on Stephen A. Smith show. He said, "I owe Skip Bayless my career because he brought me on a platform, on a format platform television show where I got fired, and he brought me back with Jamie Horowitz as the producer of the show back then. So I feel like this is going to happen. I don't think he'll. I think he'll be a part time, not full time. I don't think he'll be on with Shannon Sharp on the show because Shannon and Skip have beef still, and I think Shannon and Skip need to really work that out
Mhm.
because they're old and they're acting like that. But you know what? They need to work it out, in my opinion. So yes, they will. He will be back. He will be back on TV. Maybe before the NBA Finals in my book. Maybe this month. But don't be surprised if it happens, guys. I ain't gonna be surprised. I feel like him being off TV kind of humble him a little bit. So if I think he'll be back on TV.
Jaded?
I don't know. I really did think about it. Seeing him come back on TV, and I think my answer is this. I think that he will go back on TV, but not. I don't think it's going to be a permanent thing. I think it'll be things like this where he goes on with certain people and does little like one time
Mhm.
deals every so often. I don't I I don't think that he'll permanently go back to being on TV. If he does, that's awesome, good for him. But I don't see him going back full time to something like this. I think he will do the occasional go on with someone like Stephen A. and do a one segment type thing, and maybe doing another couple months down the road or something like that. But as far as doing it full time again, I don't see him doing it again.
Yeah. I don't know, but all I know is that LeBron once again caused the formation of a super team. LeBron caused it again, man.
So he says it's gonna happen, huh?
Stephen A. Smith was so mad at LeBron, he had to go get LeBron's number one op, Skip Bayless.
You think it'll happen?
Huh?
Because of that reason, you think it would happen now, huh?
I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be back on TV. I don't know his relationship with ESPN. I have no idea, but this definitely means something. I think. I don't
I
know
think
what
so.
it means.
It means
Maybe it's
something.
just more often he'll be on with Stephen A. Smith or something like that, like Jaden said, doing shows with people again. I don't know. But what I do know is that LeBron caused another super team formation. So that's
I mean, I'm
make
glad.
it 4 or something like that.
I mean, I'm
So
glad. I'm glad that Stephen A. escaped working things out because I know that after Shannon Sharp's fallout, Stephen A. Skip blocked his number because he thought Stephen A. called him and said, "Hey, man, you're in the wrong about this stuff, man."
yeah.
Well, I think that's good they worked it out. Now Shannon and Skip didn't work it out big time because that's insane, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I plan on watching it, so I'll see what I feel. But I've heard it's a good show,
It was they didn't do
and
it. Yeah, it was good. They didn't.
and yeah, I'm all I know is I see Tim Tebow playoff win, so they're going back and hashing out a Tim Tebow playoff win again. But regardless, the Stephen A. Smith segment is come to a close. But thank you guys so much for joining us. We're happy to be here. We're happy to be back. I'm happy to be back. I know some people's spring break is this week. If your spring break is this week and you're traveling, we pray for safety and hope you have a fun time wherever you are. I know Trey's out of town right now, so keep Trey and his safe travels. Keep him in your prayers. And if your spring break's next week, have a fantastic spring break. If you're like me, you don't have a spring break. You just got to go to work. Hopefully you guys have a great time too. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us. Just remember to like, comment, subscribe, do all the things that help us out. We would really, really appreciate it. And we appreciate your continued support throughout this time. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will be back next week with another regularly scheduled episode. So we'll see you guys then. Thanks so much.